Can someone go directly from the third dimension to the fifth dimension? Our world has been strongly contaminated with the idea of moving forward as fast as possible, preferably skipping steps. This idea has also contaminated spirituality. Everybody is running fast to get where exactly? Skipping the fourth dimension would be wasting the opportunity of developing spiritual abilities of utmost importance for the human being. This video's question was asked by Andrea on the tag Cavalher on Instagram. Moving from one dimension to another is not something that you can choose to learn quickly, like someone that attends a weekend workshop. Moving from one dimension to another can be compared to the development of the human being. We are all born children. We do not choose to become teenagers. We need to wait until the natural development of our bodies changes the balance of our hormones and makes us teenagers. The same kind of transformation makes us adults and then aging people. Moving from one dimension to another means to move from one stage of psychological development to another. Each dimension is in fact learning several psychological abilities that ultimately will make you a complete being. Besides, abilities developed in one dimension are indispensable in further dimensions. For instance, in the previous video on the first steps to get to the 5D, I showed that building a strong ego in 3D is indispensable to be successful in life and stand the contact with the soul in 4D and with the spirit in 5D. But since this video's question is about jumping from 3D to 5D, I feel the urge of showing the importance of 4D. For starters, it's worth to remember that dimensions and chakras are one and the same thing. Chakras are the center of the consciousness inherent to its dimension. The third dimension is the third chakra. The fourth dimension is the fourth chakra. And the fifth dimension is the fifth chakra. Skipping the fourth dimension would mean not having the fourth chakra anymore. The cardiac chakra. The chakra of the heart. Moreover, many of the characteristics that people associate with 5D are in fact 4D. For instance, also in the previous video, I showed that in 4D we develop a conscious contact with the soul. Being in contact with the soul means being able to recognize all the parts of yourself, particularly all the parts that you consider to be unpleasant, inferior, unbearable, unacceptable, or even evil. After recognizing these parts, you must become conscious of them and manage to include these parts into your behaviors. Consciously allowing all the parts of yourself to express themselves in your behavior is the way to consciously experience the wholeness. Besides, acknowledging all the parts of yourself means stopping to reject yourself. If you have stopped to reject yourself and are able to include all the parts of yourself, you have learned to love everything that exists in you. Therefore, you have learned to feel transcendental love for yourself. If you feel transcendental love for yourself, trust me, you'll feel transcendental love for everybody else. Transcendental love for yourself and for everybody else is the center of Christ's teachings and an important part of Buddha's teachings. So, the fourth dimension is your fourth chakra, is the access to your heart, is consciousness about the wholeness of your being and of reality, is the transcendental love for yourself and for others, is the center of Christ's and of Buddha's teachings. Skipping the fourth dimension is not a good business.